What's up, everybody? We just gonna look at this week, first live, first of many. We're gonna try to win some money this week. We got a lot of big cars this week. We got the car in Saudi Arabia. We got the car in New York City. We got the car in Australia. A lot of money to be made, a lot of opportunities. So it's our first time. We're gonna break it down. My strategies. One of my first strategies is this, every week I try to find which fight's gonna go the distance and which fights are not gonna go the distance. Make it simple. So, what fight's not going the distance? Let's think about it. I think Joshua versus Pringle can. I think that's gonna end in stoppage. Shiraz versus Zuckenbacher, German guy, no distance. Berlanga versus Stephen Butler, no distance. Now, those were the easy ones. Now let's see what other fights not going the distance. I'm looking at a fight that's plus money to go the distance. Right now, I'm concerned with Stephen Fulton. Stephen Fulton looked horrible his last fight. He didn't make 130. Will he make 130? This is the question. He's almost looking like, man, I don't give a fuck. I don't care nothing about this. I'm just here for the paycheck. Because Fulton, man, he had his highs in the sport. He was a champion, defended the belt, traveled overseas. I know he got that big bank fighting in Japan. How bad does he want it? Because when he fought Foster, he didn't care at all. And if you look at Liam Wilson, the guy's a savage. He won't lose a decision. You're gonna have to stop him. And Fulton's coming up from 122. Liam Wilson is a full-fledged 130. Will he be able to take those punches? Because unlike Foster, Wilson is not a boxer. He's not a skillful guy. He's a more brawler. And I'm concerned with Fulton. Right now, I'm leaning no distance on that. Now, we could talk about some other plus money, no distance fights. Okay. I like Callum Peters to stop the Argentinian guy. Jacob Bank, I think he stops the guy. Powell August. Those are no stoppages. Like the big fight this week, like Anthony Joshua versus Pringle can. See, one of the strategies of betting on boxing is you need to understand the business side. You need to acknowledge business interests. Now, in the boxing world, everybody knows that Tyson Fury will fight Anthony Joshua. Now, if I'm the handlers of Joshua, would I put him in a competitive fight? Matter of fact, would I put him in a fight where I can lose all this money? Because when Anthony Joshua fights Tyson Fury, they're going to sell out a stadium, 100,000 people. So why would you mess up your money? Christian Pringle is 35 years old and has done nothing in the sport of boxing. Absolutely nothing. He has all stoppages. This lets me know he ain't got no gas tank. He doesn't have no skill. He's been knocking over journeymen. Anthony Joshua is 36 now. I don't know. Does he have a full 12 rounds in him? That's a question. Joshua, to me, The last, is he damaged goods? This is a question I like to say. And another thing, when you betting on boxing, you want to be pessimistic. I'm not here to be the boxer's friend. You know, if you notice something, they always ask the boxers, "Hey man, how was camp?" Right? I believe that's a disingenuous question, because you're asking a guy who's going to war how was preparation. Why would a warrior tell the other warrior that his preparation was faulty, bad, he was injured? They never say this. Find me a boxer. Hey, I challenge you. Find me a boxer that before the fight said, "Man, I had a bad camp. Man, I had a couple injuries. Man, in the camp, I wasn't feeling too good." So whenever you listen to a boxer, take it with a grain of salt. That's a big one. In the sport of boxing, everybody always wants to be joyful, uplifting. I'm not here for that. I'm here to make some money. And sometimes you got to always look at, what is he hiding? What is this boxer don't want nobody to know? So we can look at Errol Spence versus Tim Tszyu, which I don't think is going to distance. Would Errol Spence come out to the world and say, hey y'all, I'm struggling financially. I did not manage my money well. My trophy wife has spent all my money and I need a payday. Would he say that? Of course not. He's gonna come in and say, "Oh yeah, great preparation. I'm ready." Errol Spence has had both. He's been out the ring. He's been retired for 3 years. Being retired for 3 years and coming back into the sport of boxing, that's a bad sign. That's not a good sign. Because all that time Errol Spence has been out the ring, he's been cooling, spending his money, relaxing, and now he's going to get in the ring and fight to the death. That's another thing, people, when you betting on boxing, listen, this is a serious sport. The most serious sport. Is the fighter willing to bite down? Will the fighter give it his all? Will Errol Spence give it his all? Or is he just here for a paycheck? Because let's be honest, this is last big paycheck. To be honest with you, I could see Errol Spence getting brutally stopped, ugly. When he gonna throw the towel in? You know, his coach can get that 10% of his pay cut, get that 10% pay cut from him, and they all go back home. Give them 2-3 rounds. That's how I'm looking at it. You know, the Errol Spence fans that see in boxing, we have a lot of fan bases, which is cool, but they almost make him out to be a superhero. Errol Spence is a regular man. He hurts. Do you think he want to go a full fight? Let's say round 1, round 2, round 3. Tszyu hits him with a mean body punch, right on the belly button. You think Errol Spence gonna say he gonna bite down and he gonna want to go to full distance? Or is he gonna step out? Right now, man, nothing has shown me that Errol Spence is with that. Man, even let's look at Tim Tszyu. Tim Tszyu been knocked down 7 times in his career. He has quit. He don't want to talk about it. I see in his interviews, he never mentioned that, and they never asked him, because if you notice, when the boxers are being interviewed, they're being interviewed by the promotional company itself. So the promotional company itself cannot make the product seem fragile, right? The goal of the promotional company is to get people to come watch. So they can't ask Tim Tszyu, "Hey, Tim Tszyu, you remember that time when you quit on the stool, when you was getting your ass whooped, and you said no more? And you could have gave more." Tim Tszyu could have gave more in the Fundora fight, right? And Tim Tszyu also, when he fought Murtazaliev, he was literally knocked semi-unconscious. Watch any post-interview of the Murtazaliev fight. Tim Tszyu couldn't tie his shoes, man. Tim Tszyu couldn't tie his shoes after the fight. Now let's look at fights that's going to go the distance. Right now, would I like to go the distance? I like the Paul Fleming and Amar Rita. Yes, Paul Fleming is aging, but he's skillful. The guy knows how to move around the ring. I think he got the distance in him. If I look at the Zuffa fight, right now, I think all the prelim fights will go the distance, except the heavyweight fight. And let's look at who are going to be our dogs this week. If I had to say the biggest dog, the opportunity for the biggest dog this week, just looking right now, I like Serenko, man. You know, he's a bullish fighter, very violent in the ring. And Otto Wallin is 35 years old. He's known for being elusive. He's known for being agile. I don't see him being this at this stage in his career, especially when up against such a ferocious puncher, a guy who's going to be on you whole fight. I don't think he can move around like that anymore. And the fight that I'm biggest 50-50, will it go the distance or not? Jalil Hackett versus Sergey Derenchenko. Derenchenko is 40 years old, and he hasn't made the middleweight limit in 4 years. See, a lot of casual fans, a lot of people who are not that understanding of boxing, don't understand the significance of weight cutting. I've seen many fighters who have retired say the fight is won or lost on the scales. And my concern with Sergey Derenchenko is you've been making 168 for the last 4 years. Man, what that weight cut gonna be like? You got to cut down 8 more pounds. And we know Jalil Hackett's gonna be fresh. He moving up in weight. He gonna be feeling good. Ain't got to starve himself this week. And, you know, think about Derenchenko, man. It's like when you fight this long into your 40s, what is it for? Are you fighting because you're a desperate man? See, people don't like that's why I say you watch all these, they don't never ask these questions because they can't. They're the promotional backing. They cannot make the boxer seem weak, fragile, desperate, in a bad situation. But that's the reality of it. In the sport of boxing, it's a lot of sad stories. It ain't a lot. For the most part, be honest with you, I would go as far as 99% of all boxing careers don't end in a happy ending. They end with the man beaten badly, permanent injuries, vision loss, slurred speech, you know. So when you're looking at a fighter, that's the number one question you want to ask. What position are they in financially? Are they struggling? Are they desperate? Because a lot of fighters who fight to Derenchenko's age, most of the time it's because they're desperate. And I think Jalil Hackett, I'm taking Jalil Hackett on the money line. I like Richard Hitchison on the money line. I like Josh Kelly on the money line. I like Callum Peters. I like Paulo Akuso. And also, y'all, when you're betting on boxing, we're not trying to get flashy. I'm not trying to create a flashy play. I'm trying to win. I'm not don't always, if you don't want to take the money line, that's cool. Take the props, right? You don't have to go, you don't have to try to impress yourself. You don't have to impress your friends. We're trying to win. And you need to be, let's just recap. You need to be pessimistic. You need to say what position is boxers in. What is the trajectory? Are they at the end of their career, the beginning of their career? Like, let me give you an example. And also highlight describe situations in boxing. Can I describe this one? We just talked about it. When I look at the Jaleel Hackett versus Derevyanchenko, this is a situation in boxing that happens a lot. I would call this situation a sacrifice. To build up Jaleel Hackett, right? To make him a household name, to one day maybe put Jaleel Hackett in a main event fight, he needs to have some scalps on his record. And Derevyanchenko is a great scalp, world title challenger, former Olympian, never been stopped. If we're building up Jaleel Hackett, getting the names Derevyanchenko on his record will boost him up. Let's also look at this. The promotional side of it. When we look at Zuffa, right? Let's look at Zuffa this week. They recently signed Edgar Berlanga and they signed Richardson Hitchens. Okay, now when you look at the bookies, these are not things that they're going to talk about. They're not going to acknowledge this. But if I'm Dana White, right, and I'm trying to build up this Zuffa brand, especially in America, especially in New York, in the New York boxing scene, because they have both Berlanga and Hitchison are New Yorkers. Berlanga brings the massive Puerto Rican fan base in New York City. Why would I sign Berlanga and then have him lose on his first fight? Is that a good financial move? You're gonna, and also Richardson Hitchison, you're gonna sign Hitchison and Berlanga to lose? For real? I personally believe that the reason why they chose Stephen Butler for Berlanga, because Stephen Butler, he always gets his knocked the fuck out. He's the only fighter at world level who is in main event fights with 5 knockout losses. Like Stephen Butler been getting knocked the fuck out for 10 years. He's been brutally stopped. Stephen Butler, unfortunately, I'm not putting this on nobody, but Stephen Butler has been hurt. We're not even counting stopped. He's been severely hurt, and even in the fights he wins, he takes major punishment. What's up, my boy Fight Fan? We getting up here like, man, we're trying to build a community of like-minded boxing fans. I mean, Stephen Butler been getting knocked out since he fought in Japan. That was what, 8-9 years ago. Stephen Butler got knocked the fuck out in Japan, and then he came back to Canada and got knocked the fuck out by Mexican journeyman. Like, this is stuff we're not talking about. Stephen Butler doesn't know how to go to the distance. He doesn't understand that. And also, Stephen Butler is up in weight. He started his career at 160. One thing I always tell people, when a fighter moves up in weight, not in his 20s, but he moves up the weight in his 30s after a bunch of consecutive losses, that's telling me he's there for the taking. Stephen Butler is a sacrifice because Berlanga got knocked the fuck out by Hamza Shiraz. So he has, if Berlanga was to keep continuing this main event status, he can't keep losing. And Dana White signed Berlanga for a reason. He wants to build them up. It's a great man. I'm just being real. If I was a boxing promoter and I'm in New York City, man, Berlanga is like, what the, you got this flashy Puerto Rican guy, wears jewelry, he's with Fat Joe. You want this guy. Also think about the money, man. You know, boxing is half sport, half circus. This is not legitimate. This is not NBA, NFL. This is not, you get what I'm saying? Like, people be looking at boxing, the casuals, and don't, as if this is a legitimate. This ain't amateur boxing is more legitimate, but professional boxing is circus, man. Is you can't, like, only in boxing would you, let's just look, let's say, for example, you got Anthony Joshua, right? You got Anthony Joshua, former gold medalist Olympian, former champion, dude that sold out stadiums, right? You feel me? How does Christian Pringle can get in the ring with him? Like, what did Christian Pringle do to get this opportunity? Is he there just to get knocked out? Is he there for a highlight? See, also, let's look at the promotion. If I'm Eddie Hearn and I know that we have a $20 million fight with Tyson Fury, like, why would I risk it? Josh Kelly, too. Josh Kelly is being built to fight Jerome Bruce Ennis. Man, if Josh Kelly fight Jerome Bruce Ennis in England, they will sell out a football stadium. They will 80, 90,000 people easily. I mean, in England, they giving out stadium fights, it seems, right? You know what I'm saying? Everybody gets one. If you have decent, you get a stadium fight, let alone being Josh Kelly is a former Olympian and a current champion. You know he getting a stadium fight. What? So, and I look at Cayman and Jarko, man, it's nothing special about him. It's nothing, he has no pizzazz. He hasn't got a knockdown in 5 years. It's hard to be a world champion boxer and you can't knock down a journeyman. Let's just keep it real. Cayman and Jarko fought a guy named Grant Dennis, who was a 40-year-old journeyman, and he couldn't hurt him. I didn't say drop. I didn't say knockout. He couldn't hurt him. He couldn't make a dent in him. And, Josh Kelly is not a puncher, but he did drop Murtazaliev, which lets me know he understands. His hands are quick. He understands placement. He understands timing. Cayman and Jarko, man, I mean, it's a fight right now. I don't like Cayman and Jarko chances at all. I don't like Jarko. He's not going to win by stoppage. He's not going to outbox this Olympian. If Cayman and Jarko is coming here to win, and he's going to stand and trade, he's going to push the issue. Cayman Jarko, he's getting knocked the fuck out. Okay. Man, hey, we got 3 people in here. You in the first ever Julius Knowles boxing live stream. Welcome to the chat, y'all. How to win money on boxing. We getting money this weekend. I don't care where you at. Hey, man, shout out Australia, England, USA, Canada. We getting some money this weekend. It's plenty of money on the table. Right now, we could right now, like I said, we can just make a quick little parlay right here. I like Paulo Okoso on the money line. I says, okay, let's look at this too. I see a lot of people don't understand this, that the bookies do not put in things, do not account for subjective variables. All they say is, this is a light heavyweight fight, and this is his name, that's his name. But if we look at Paulo Okoso versus a guy named Luis Antonio Tejeda, right? Tejeda has never fought outside of Dominican Republic, right? If you ask me why is Paulo Okoso fighting Luis Antonio Tejeda, it's because he has a shiny undefeated record But if you dig deep in Luis Antonio Tejido record, he's fighting guys. Now, it's an old saying, you probably heard it, a taxi driver. That's an old saying because now we have Uber Lyft. He's fighting a guy, Luis Antonio Atita, who's built his career on non-boxers. A lot of time in boxing, man, you have a guy who's literally a barber, right? And then on a weekend, he gonna have a professional boxing match. That's who Luis Antonio Tejeda built his undefeated record off of. He has no amateur pedigree. He has now. Paulo Acosta was a former Olympian. He has fought some serious guys in the pro ranks. Oh man, he's there for the taking, man. He minus 600. We'll put him in the parlay, minus 600. We'll put Josh Kelly minus 400 in the parlay. We'll put Hitchens in the parlay. We'll put Hackett in the parlay. And Berlanga is minus 300 in my book. So I'm gonna take no distance. No distance in my book is minus 190. There you go, right there, y'all. Yeah, hey man, you gotta see things. You gotta understand the circus of boxing. Once you understand that boxing is not a legitimate sport, and I said as a guy who loves boxing, but for the most part, boxing is not two competitive guys. Yes, there is chance. Yes, that happens. There are fights this week. They are very competitive. Like, I'll give you a fight that's not a circus fight. Oh man, what you said? Hackett money line all day. Hackett money line all day. Derenchenko 40 years old. He ain't made middleweight in 4 years. And Derenchenko, like I said, Derenchenko is 40 fucking years old. And like I said, Derenchenko fought in the 2008 Olympics. Man, the dude been, and in those Eastern European amateur system, the dude probably had 1,000 amateur fights. Okay. And he been pro, 10 plus years. And Derenchenko is just a punching bag. He's just a tough punching bag. He has no good loss, no good wins. What has he done? What win? What win has Derenchenko accomplished? What has he accomplished in the sport of boxing? He was an Olympian. We're gonna give him that. Derenchenko could say this. Well, Billy didn't stop me. Billy a world champion. Well, Triple G didn't stop me. He's a world champion. So all Derenchenko can say, and he fought Jacobs, he fought Charlo, and he never got stopped. But he took a shit ton of punishment. And the last time I seen Derenchenko fight against Mabili, the dude tore his bicep, and by the end of the fight, he was wobbling on his leg. Man, like, this is a layup for Hackett. If Hackett, Hackett made, and I'm gonna say another thing. I like Hackett made Team USA. I put great credence in that amateur status. To make Team USA means that you ain't no screw up, man. You are a legitimate guy. Oh, shout out, man. We got the people here, man. Johnny, man. Oh man, money, man. The money, hey. And guys, I'm not saying that we're going to become millionaires this weekend, but all you guys who watching the channel, you got a girlfriend, you got some kids, you got some bills. Man, let's try to pay a bill this week, man. I'm trying to pay my phone bill this week, man. I'm trying to pay. Hey, man, I'm trying to give me some lamb chops, man. I like lamb chops, my thing, man. I love me some lamb chops, man. I'm trying to give me some lamb chops this weekend, man. Lamb chops, man. Get your cup of beers, man. We're trying to have a good time this weekend, man. It's a lot of money on the table. But I would say, right now, a lot of the prop bets, they haven't dropped on my book. I'm trying to see, we're starting to drop, but here in America, you guys in Australia, you guys, and like even on my books, the zoo fight ain't even dropped yet. But I'm as soon as Zoo, I'm taking Zoo. Zoo. I told you. Man, all day, man. This dude, hey, he trying to pay some bills, man. Manny trying to pay some bills, man. Manny trying to pay some bills, man. Manny trying to he trying to pay a phone bill. He trying to pay his car note. Great, man. Great. Like I say, hey man, I'm being real. The more I look at it, I would say this, man. A crazy parlay. I just sprinkle a little in this. I like Berlanga by stoppage, and I like Hitchinson by stoppage, man. You know, uh Hitchens, man, is a great boxer, man. I think him moving up in weight and okay, you say a real 50-50. Okay, a real 50-50 fight this week. My boy Aldo, a real 50-50 fight. That's a legitimate fight with both guys on similar points in their career. I'm gonna say Otto Wallin versus Serenko. Both fighters in their 30s. This is a crossroads fight. It's a serious fight. This ain't no circus right here. This is legitimate combat right here. Serenko versus Wallin, because both Serenko and Wallin are not big names. They don't have no status behind their name. They don't have fan bases, so they're just going to fight it out, slug it out. And Serenko, yes, his poison. Serenko's poison is he has slow feet because he got outboxed by Solomon Dakers, right? Man, I ain't forget that. Serenko, I ain't forget that, man. You know, and still we got new people in the chat. I want to say this again. I don't know if you heard this. Man, my biggest pet peeve in boxing, biggest pet peeve. Why do you ask the boxer how was camp? He not gonna say it was bad. You think a boxer gonna say, hey man, I'm struggling to make weight. Man, on God, man, like, man, my stomach killing me, man. I ain't ate all week. Oh man, man, I'm begging, man. I'm begging for some food, please. Oh my God, my stomach burning me. I can't sleep all week. Hell no. Eric Tanasa fighter. How was the weight cut? Great. Hitchens. I told everybody before Hitchens' last fight, right? Before Hitchens' last fight, they asked Hitchens, said, "Oh man, how you doing?" "Oh man, I feel great." I told everybody. I said after the fight, after he pull out, he gonna move up in weight every time, man. When you hear a fighter talking about when they pull out in the week, they never gonna say it, and that's a smart move as a warrior. You're not gonna let your the opposition know that you don't let the opposition see your weakness. Because yeah, if I'm finna fight to the death with you, why the hell would I say, oh man, my weight cut bad? Nobody ever says that, man. That's why I'm gonna say like right now, like I said, the guy who I feel having the worst weight cut this week is Liam Wilson. That's why I say if I'm leaning no distance, man. I mean, that fight just him and Fulton didn't make 130. He has never made 130. Can he make it? That's the question. You didn't make 130, man. The fight with Foster had to be, and matter of fact, it wasn't that you could make 130. You had to go all the way to 135. You didn't come in at 131. He didn't come in at 130.5. Fulton had to go all the way up to 135, which lets me know. And a lot of times it's like this, right? Why I'm talking about weight so much, it's also in the promotional. I understand why the people ask, well, Julius, if they know they're killing themselves to make weight, right? Why do they stay at the weight? Well, if the boxer signs the contract and say, hey man, on such and such date, I'm gonna weigh this. You can't pull up to the fight and not weigh that. That's how you make your money. And if you've built a name at a weight class, if you move up, you're not a name at the weight class. So you're going to have to take a pay cut. That's why they put their body through so much pain and suffering to make the weight. It's a lot to, again, these are things you wouldn't know if you didn't understand the insides of boxing. It's the game I'm giving y'all. I got a lot of game. We're going to start our membership soon, but right now, for the next months, man, we just want to build up a base, man. All y'all in the chat, man. Tell your friends, man, everybody, man. Oh, man, we're kicking it right now. But yeah, man, like, I love that play. Let me hit that play again, man. That play right there was great, man. I might put that in right now, man. What do you think, man? Oh, Hitchens, Belonga, Hackett. Um, you can add to that. They'll say that's our Zufa. Then we're gonna say, and to that, right? Like I said, add that. We're gonna put Paulo Corso. We're gonna put Josh Kelly on that. We're gonna put Callum Peters. I like guy asking about Callum Peters, man. See that? Callum Peters, man, I like him, man. I like his game, man. He violent. He ain't friendly. I like that. When I see a fighter, he ain't friendly, man. He coming at a hurt. He ain't trying to make no friends. No love lost. No, he's not taking prisoners. We love that. If the odds, now, like I said, I don't know your books. I would take Callum Peters by stoppage. I think it's a great play. And you know, I'm looking at the prelim fights. It's a fight on the prelim of Zuffa that really interests me right now. It's American heavyweight Kashan Davis versus high-level Romanian amateur Nestor. Now, when I look at Kashan Davis, you could just say he has a bloated record. He hasn't fought nobody, all knockouts, but it's a bloated record. And Maha Nestor, the Romanian guy with a great amateur record, you could look at a situation where this is his time to showcase. And look, before we leave out of here, man, talk a little more. Some fights on the horizon. Right now, man, I'm liking William Zepeda. I like Zepeda's man versus Roach. Roach is not as elusive as he was at 130. And another thing I don't like is that Lamont Roach, he went up to 140 and he coming down. And he 30 now. I thought that sound like it's not a 100%, but when you move up, then you come back down. And now you coming back down with a serious man. Zepeda is man. I'm a big fan of Zepeda. Amazing output. Man, Zepeda only has the only loss Zepeda has is to the arguably, and I will argue anybody on in the boxing world. Shakur Stevenson is the greatest defensive fighter ever. There has not been a boxer in recorded history, since the matter of fact, in the history of professional boxing, who has won 4 division titles, 4 division champ, and never had a scratch, never had a bruise. He's never had a swelling. Show me what marks, what damage has Stevenson took in the professional boxing ranks? The only damage Stevenson has is that he has bad fists, and that has nothing to do with fighting. The man has took no damage, and he won 4 division titles. Even Floyd Mayweather and Pernell Whitaker had some moments. Floyd Mayweather had some moments against Castillo. He had some moments against Mosley. Okay. Hell, I tell everybody, I thought Floyd Mayweather lost the first Maidana fight, man. You know what I'm saying? So if you tell me your only loss is to Shakur Stevenson, and Lamont Roach ain't Shakur Stevenson because he got dropped by Pitbull. I took Pitbull over Roach. So I'm not, Roach. I think Roach on the downslide. I think Roach had his hooray. I think Roach had his moment. You know what I'm saying? He had a draw with Gervonta Davis. I think his time is, I think it's and Roach, man, I seen Roach hurt before. I seen Roach down numerous times. I seen Roach outbox. I seen Roach in moments. And now you're moving back down in weight, okay, to fight this buzzsaw, this Mexican buzzsaw. We're talking about fights for the next month. Let me see. Before I dip out of here, man, I like to always in hindsight with some of the boxing, because I like to have my parlays. I like to do them on a week by week basis, have them spread out. Let's see right now. Look at my boxing schedule. I'll tell y'all that too. Another strategy I learned: try to build a long parlay week by week basis. If you can, a whole August parlay, a July parlay. Let me see boxing schedule. Look this up, boxing schedule, before I roll up out this bad boy. I didn't talk about the Fury fight because it's like, man, Fury, man, just Fury, man, he's just so fucking friendly in the ring, man. It's like it's almost like Fury. It's why I'm backing away from the Fury fight. It okay. I like that. I like that, man. Hey, man, I'm not a fan of O'Leary, man. I'm not a fan of O'Leary. Leary, he was a -100 favorite against Maxie Hughes, a dude with 8 losses, 4 knockout losses. Chamberlain's serious, man. Chamberlain's got some game to him, man. And Pierce O'Leary, this is Pierce O'Leary's first fight against another 20-year-old, same background. And I think, yes, Chamberlain did lose to Josh Padley, but that Padley loss is good. Padley, man, he done good since then, man. Chamberlain, man. They gonna say, can he get the decision in Ireland? They gonna say that, but Pierce O'Leary, man, I'm not saying it, man. I'm not saying it. Because I didn't like the celebration of the Maxie Hughes fight. Bro, Maxie Hughes was a washed up journeyman when you fought him. That you acting like you did something. And they promoted, like I said, you gotta look at the emotions. We're trying to make money in Ireland. Ireland is one of those countries that's always starving for, like Puerto Rico, always starving for a new star. That's what I think. I'm not, man. Right now, I'm on Chamberlain. Let me see. We talked about the roach. Man, I got Murtaugh versus Conceição all day. Oh man, GK, my guy, man. Hey, GK, man. Hey, man, I need your bankroll, man. Hey, yeah, man. If it's any plus money play that I'm really considering, man, Stephen Fulton, man, he just look like he just don't give a fuck. He just like, what the fuck? He just so nonchalant. So if you look at how if you look at the interviews of Steve Fulton before the NUA fight, the dude was serious, man. Dude had fire in his eyes, man. He had that killer mentality, man. He wasn't playing around. Now he just. And Liam Wilson has never lost a decision. That's just fact. Liam Wilson has never lost a decision. And I'm going to just be real. Liam Wilson, he's too big for 130, man. The guy's too fucking big, man. Too fucking big. I like McKenna right now. Take McKenna over O'Leary. I like Callum Walsh. Take Callum Walsh over Denny. Now that Troy Williamson fight, right now I like that not to go to distance. Let me see. I like David Nika. Oh man, hey man. See, I've been watching his interviews, GK. And yes, the man is obvious. I don't have to be a brain surgeon to understand. My boy took too many punches. His speech is slowing. Now, what my question is, he never had head movement from the get-go. We never had defense from the get-go. Do either fighters have it in them to go full rounds? Because I say this weekend, I question will the Fulton fight even go on? Because see, again, he couldn't make 130. And if you look at like GK, if you're looking at Fulton this week, he looking like, man, he ain't nowhere near 130 right now. I mean, I don't even know if this fight gonna go on, man. That's why I looked at the fight. It's just so many red flags with that fight, And but really think about it. If Fulton can't make 130, Liam Wilson's still gonna take the fight at 135. You're right. It's gonna go up there. It's gonna go on. But yeah, I'm mad. At plus 200, you got a guy who's never lost a decision. Hey man, hey, sprinkle a little on that, man. That's let me see. And right now, I like Lopez. I like Lopez, the outbox rolling. I like that. But hey, man. Hey, look, y'all. Hey, man. Great talking with y'all, man. I'm gonna start getting more involved in this. Hey, man. This week, man, we're trying to pay some bills, man. I'm trying to pay a car note, trying to pay a telephone bill, man. You feel me? I'm trying. Hey, man. Try to get some new Jordans, man. All that stuff, man. We ain't trying to be millionaires this weekend, but we damn sure trying to wake up on Monday, you know what I'm saying, with a little smile on our face. You feel me? That's my goal. Wake up on after the Zuffa call, wake up on Monday, you know what I'm saying, with a little smile on my face. Well, all right, y'all, man. Hey, man, subscribe, man. Like the channel. You feel me? Share it with your friends, man. Hey, man. And you know, as I go further, man, you know, I'm gonna bring some of y'all on the chat. You ain't gotta show your face. You just talk a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Spread the word. All right, y'all.